All right, welcome to the relationship show. This woman who's 20, she writes this post. She says she has this terrible gut feeling over this man who's 34 that she's been dating. So her and the guy have been dating for about nearly a month. So again, she's 20 and then he's 34. He seems just ... normal. He's handsome, got a seemingly good job, seems like a pretty family-oriented guy, and we hook up a lot. The thing is, as much as I enjoy our time together, parentheses, mostly only ever at his house, I get this terrible gut feeling in my stomach each time I'm about to see him. I would say trust that for sure. If you got those gut feelings, it's like, well, sometimes just like, okay, especially if we're inexperienced and we're just in this relationship and we're hooking up and we really, really always wanted a relationship and now we have a relationship. It's like sometimes our minds will just overlook the negative things that are happening. And oftentimes people can hide who they really are, usually within the first 90 days or longer. And sometimes you get those hints along the way, but you just like overlook them. And so be very careful on that, because like who you're dating might not be really who that person is. It's just really a mask they're putting on how they believe they should convey themselves in a dating relationship. Usually that wears off after about 3 months. And then you had the gut feeling enough to write a full post about this. So I would say that gut feeling is probably pretty strong. And so I would be very careful in this situation going forward. She says, I can't really describe it, but it's almost like my body is screaming at me not to go in the house. Ooh, that's a little frightening. Yeah, I mean, you're experiencing that for a reason. And sometimes it's like those gut feelings come from like subliminal mind. It's like our subliminal mind picks up on things that just aren't really right, but we don't like consciously notice them, or we don't notice them on purpose because things are going well and we don't want them to change and go back to where they were, or go back to some kind of uncertainty, or not accept that this was actually a success and that it's actually a failure or a dangerous situation. This is my first time reading this post, so we'll see here. I nearly bailed on our first date, parentheses, even though it was a public thing and it went fine. I feel this way mostly every time I'm about to go to his house. I've assumed it's just anxiety because it goes fine once I'm in there. He's never really made me uncomfortable, really. But he has not once introduced me to any of his flatmates. And whenever anyone is around his house while I'm there, he makes sure they aren't around before letting me go to head home. If anything, I wasn't sure if I was secret or something. But it does seem like there is something going on. If you have these feelings and these gut feelings, and then you're getting the vibes that you're a secret, you just don't know what's going on. But I told this to a friend and she seemed worried for me. I don't know if it's of any significance, but he always makes sure no one knows I'm at his house. If you get these feelings, you got to trust your gut. You got to trust your emotions, because your emotions are oftentimes your truths, or they also give you a different perspective on how things seem. It's almost like your gut feelings are something that's like, it's like something you don't notice, but is definitely there. And your gut feeling is trying to tell you, hey, there's something up with this, and you need to figure this out or get out. And she says, I don't know what to do. We do have, parentheses, if it's of any importance, very rough, kinky sex. I don't know if it's the anticipation of that. I'm very much into it, though. He's gone quite hard on me before, and I do find myself doing a bit more than I actually want to, but it's consensual, I guess. But something in me just screams at me not to go each time. Trust that and don't go, and I would cut off communication with this guy. If you're feeling that, don't act and don't discredit those emotions that you're feeling. She says, I feel like an idiot because I'm a very intuitive person and I, of all people, know never to ignore your body's signals. Yeah, don't do it. And sometimes it's like, well, in that like infatuation period, it's like sometimes we're blind. Because of the emotions we're feeling, it feels so good that it's like we're blind to what's really going on, or the patterns that this person is doing that are really mistakes or lead to different things as far as not good results in relationships. It's just like what I'm referring to here is like oftentimes people get in this like 1 year infatuation period, or what's also called like the honeymoon phase. And then they overlook all the faults of their partner, and then they do things like, oh, they get married or whatever. But it's like, and then after a year, it's like they start to notice the things that their partner's doing that aren't really raising their attraction, or that are really not very good qualities. And then it's all, oftentimes they get into something that they really shouldn't be in. And then all of a sudden they want out, they want a divorce because it's like, oh, it's not the same. But those patterns were there the entire time. It's just our minds just overlooked it throughout that period of time. So just be very careful on that. And also that's why I recommend not getting married for a long duration of time from being in someone. So not like just like all of a sudden you get married with someone, sometimes that works, but oftentimes it's like, you just don't have the same level of insights as to who that person really is if you jump in way too soon. She says, but I don't want to end this or possibly ruin what we have going on if it's nothing. What should I do? Get out. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. You can always find another person. I know it's tough to break up. I know it's tough to hurt people's feelings, especially when you're confronted. I know it's tough to confront people and be that assertive person and not just go along with whatever's going on, or go along with anyone who's like in the leadership role. It's like he right now is in control, because why I say that is because you're going to his house every single time. And often when you are the one going to him and chasing him, and he's usually the one who is in control. And so you just, if you are in a follower role, you want to make sure that the person you're leading is someone that you can trust. And right now, your emotions are not telling you can trust this person. And that is why I'm saying to you that you should move on, get away from this person, and find someone else.